So as you already know, YouTube is one of the most powerful ways you can do content marketing online to drive leads to your website, grow an audience, build your email list, and start making sales on your website. In this video, I'm going to go through my 6-step process for creating and publishing videos to YouTube. Hopefully, this is going to help you with your own strategy for YouTube. I always encourage people to get on YouTube because it's just one of the best ways you can actually do your marketing. This is what I'm going to talk about today. So coming up, stick around. We'll be jumping right into it. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Marlon, and this is Future Steps Creative, the online show that talks about content marketing and website strategy so that you can build your successful online business doing the things that you love and building the lifestyle and freedom that you deserve. So wherever you're listening, welcome. If you're on YouTube or if you're on one of the many podcast apps, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here, and hopefully I can provide you with some value today. Before we jump into the content, I want to share with you a free gift. If you have been trying to do online marketing for a while and you're just not seeing the success that you expect, maybe you're trying different tactics and so on, or you might be just starting out and you're not sure how to approach it and what to do first, what to do next, and so on. I've actually put together a free 5-step checklist that you can download showing you my exact strategy. And you can use that to go through step by step and implement the things that you need to, or audit what you've got in place already to make sure that you're on the right track. This is the same thing that I share with consulting clients and I implement, like I said, in my online strategy. So go ahead and grab that by heading to marlonmcpherson.com/marketing checklist. It's also on the homepage at the moment as well. So you'll be able to see more information around that. And it's based on my personal framework that I use, like I said. So like I said, we're going to jump into the content here around my YouTube publishing process and content creation process for YouTube. And I've got 6 steps for you here that I'm going to go through. And there's a post on my blog as well about this. I'll leave a link to it. So you can check that out if you wish to read the information and get more details there and see any links. So, just to summarize, how the process works is that based on the type of videos you do, it might differ slightly, but the basic principles are going to be the same. And it's just for you to kind of take what you will from this and apply what is relevant to your type of videos. So for me, I do these type of videos, which are more talking head presentational style videos. And I do tutorials where I'm sharing my screen. So I'm basing this around that. So obviously you can add on or remove anything that's not relevant to you from the strategy, but basically you should get the gist when I go through it. So I'm going to jump straight in by saying that the first thing I do is normally to plan the videos. Then I'll do an outline, then do the filming and editing. Then I'll upload and publish. So that's basically the strategy, but I'll dive deeper into each bit now by going through the 6 steps. So the first step 1 is to plan your video. So normally I would have a list of topics already that I'm going to talk about or I want to talk about. And this is coming from my overall content strategy. So you should already have a content strategy for your brand or for your business so that you can actually pull from those ideas and create whatever piece of content. It doesn't matter if it's a video, it could be a podcast, it could be a blog post. You need to have topics lined up that you know your audience are going to need to learn about, or they're going to need to consume in order to help them solve the problem that they're looking to solve or get them a particular outcome. So what I do specifically for the video is I will figure out what I want to talk about and basically how it's going to help the viewer of the video. So what's the outcome I'm looking for? What should they be able to do in the case of a tutorial, for example, at the end of it? Or what clarity should they get from the video if it's someone that's confused about a particular topic that I'm discussing? So this is really important to keep things kind of concise and on point. and to ensure that you're actually delivering value to the people that dedicate their time to watch the video. So from that, I go on to step 2, where I now structure it in a outline. So you could write a script if you want. I don't generally write a script because the style of videos that I do, I like to keep things kind of authentic, if you will, as much as possible. And when you write a script, it can become a little bit monotone and robotic, at least for some people. Again, if you're doing a more like a sales video or that type of video, you might want to script it to make sure you're not going off point and so on. But for me, it's these type of videos that I'm talking about where I'm just talking to you like in a conversational tone. So outlining the video means that you're bullet pointing the things in order of how you want to discuss them or how you want to mention them. You can do a numbered list or just bullet points, and you just go through your points one by one logically so that it makes sense for the viewer, and that just makes it easier for you to present the video because you're not kind of yo-yoing back and forth between things. And again, you keep things concise and to the point. The third step is to record a video. This is the fun part for me, and I enjoy the process. A lot of people might be a bit apprehensive about it, especially if you're just starting out. But the more you do videos, you'll still have some amount of, I guess, nervousness or apprehensiveness. But the more you do it, the more fluent you become at doing videos. And it becomes a bit more natural, and you start enjoying the process because it can be fun. Trust me, if you start doing videos, you'll realize what I'm talking about. Especially, again, if you're doing things based on the things that you love, you're just talking about what you love and the things that you're passionate about, then it's absolutely not a problem. So in terms of my recording process, I have several ways by which I record videos. So one of the ways is that I could do it straight to my camera. Actually, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm actually talking directly to the camera. Everything is plugged into the camera. There's no other equipment. The camera is recording internally to an SD card. And then I need to then take that SD card out with the footage on it to bring it to my computer so I can do the editing in the next phase. So that is one way you could actually do it. I have an external mic plugged into the mic input of the camera as well. So I'm not just using the built-in mic on the camera because audio is very important. So make sure that you're using either a separate audio recording, in which case, let's say your camera does not have an audio input, like a mic input, you might need to record to an external recorder. I have a Zoom H1, for example, which is like a little pocket handy recorder that you can plug. It has a mic in there, but you can actually plug in like a lavalier mic or a clip-on mic to it, and it records. And then you have to take the audio, the card out from the recorder with the audio on it, and then the footage from the camera. And you got to sync those up in post-production. So a little tip for you, a pro tip here is that when you're going to do the filming with a dual setup, you need to do like a little clap, maybe like 2 or 3 times at the start of the video. So then when you try to match up the audio, you can do it manually. You can see where the claps are by the spike in the audio, and you can then match that up with the physical clap that you see on screen with the footage. And your camera is recording from the internal mic as well, so you'll be able to hear both and line them up, and that's how you sync the audio up. It's a little technique that you got to get the hang of at first, but it's pretty straightforward once you've done it. And if you've done everything in one take and you're not like stopping and starting, then it makes it easier to just sync things up as well, rather than having to do multiple clips. The other way to record is, well, at least the way I do it is into my laptop or my computer, whichever computer I'm using. I might be capturing the audio and the video directly into the software that I use to record my screen. I have a ScreenFlow, which is one of the many screen recording apps that you can find. So basically, I use that to capture any software demonstrations or anything that I want to do, like a presentation on screen. That's what I use to capture the full recording. So once you've done your recording, the next step is to do the editing. Now, depending on the style of video, again, you may not need to do a lot of editing, or you may need to do a lot of editing. So with these types of videos that I'm doing here, where it's just a talking head type thing, I generally just basically chop off the start of it, because what happens is that during the recording, I might have done several attempts at the take, or at the recording to start it off, because I might not necessarily be warmed up, if you will. So I might have to do 2 or 3 different lines at the start, but I don't stop the camera. So I need to chop those off, right? And what I tend to do is, if I make a mistake as well, that I want to cut something out and start again, I do either a clap, a triple clap, or I snap my fingers 3 times. I tend to do the snapping more because it's not as intrusive. But again, the principle, like I've mentioned with the audio syncing, I can see the spike in the audio, and I can see like there's a gap as well. I give myself some time until I actually say something. So then that next line that I come out with, I can see the audio form where it starts. So I know that if I see like a triple snap and a space, I know I need to cut that out. So then the last one that doesn't have that is the right take. So I go up to the last one, chop off everything in front of that. And basically I have the best take there. And that's how I do it. So that's the type of editing that I generally do. And then I may add some graphics. I normally add graphics in terms of lower thirds, which is the graphic that comes up in the lower third section. If you split up the screen, the viewing screen into 3 sections, 1/3 of it in the lower section, you might have your name come up and your website or your title. That's what that is. Or I might put graphics up with the title of the video as well. So these are the things that I add in. And then I might add some music or some sound effects underneath. Now, that's as far as I go with these types of videos. Sometimes I don't even do like any additional audio, like sound effects and so on, because all these things are time consuming. But if you set up a template once for it, and you're just copying from the last thing that you did from your template into the new video, if it's the same type of video all the time, you don't need to be creating these graphics and these things all the time. You just need to edit whatever you did from before inside the template. So pretty much that's my editing process. I typically do it in ScreenFlow, but I also have Final Cut Pro, if you're wondering, which is a Mac only video editing professional software. ScreenFlow is also Mac only, but you have Camtasia Studio, which is the equivalent of that on Windows. And you have DaVinci Resolve, which is also a free multi-platform professional video editor that you can download and use as well. So after I edit the video, the next step is to export it, and I export to MP4 format, which is a universally acceptable format. And then I go to YouTube to upload the video. So with YouTube, you have 3 visibility options, which basically determines whether or not people can see the video, or who can see the video if they get the link. So you have private, which means that no one can see the video but you if you're logged into your account. The next 2 are public and unlisted. So I normally upload the video to unlisted, which means that the video is actually live, where it has a URL once it's uploaded. And if I share that URL, that link to someone, they can actually view it on that link, but they cannot actually find that video otherwise. If I don't share it, YouTube doesn't show it in search results and suggested videos and so on. But public means that it is just going out there to the world. Anyone can find it on YouTube. So if you're not ready, which is the case normally, I suggest that you upload to unlisted or private, and you need to optimize the video. So depending on your internet signal, your upload speed, it might take a few minutes to upload the video if it's like a 10-minute video or so. If it's a longer video, it might take a while. Okay. So whilst it's uploading, you can actually go in and put in your title, put in all the details. The most important thing for me is the title and the description. So the title needs to be ideally SEO friendly, search engine optimized, basically. That means that if anyone's searching for that particular topic or that particular thing that the video is related to, you want to title your video in such a way that Google or YouTube. I say Google as well because YouTube videos show up in Google. YouTube can know what your video is about, so it can then serve that video up in the search results to someone or suggest it alongside another video that someone else has watched. Okay. So I normally do those two things as the most important thing. Then you have thumbnails. Thumbnails are the third most important thing. It might not necessarily be in that order, but the thumbnails are really important because that's what's going to determine the click through. If someone sees a list of videos from a search that they've put in on YouTube and your video has a really attractive graphic or something that grabs their attention above all the other videos, they're going to click on your video. The title is the other thing they look at, and if it's relevant to what they feel that they're searching for, they're going to click on it as well. So all of these things combined gives you a good chance of having more views coming through to your videos and your videos being recommended as a result, with engagement and things like that, with comments, if you're looking for all of that. So for thumbnails, I might do a custom graphic and upload it. Or in most cases at the minute, when I'm trying to do my show really quickly and upload that, I will most likely just use a screen grab from my video. So I normally have my graphics on screen when I edit. And what I'll do is I'll pause at the start of the video and make, smile or do a pose for like a split second or two. And that is normally picked up as a suggested thumbnail in YouTube. So YouTube will show you like 3 options of different frames in the video that you can select as a thumbnail. Sometimes it doesn't work out where you're like posing really randomly or your mouth is open or something. But if it's not too bad, I'll use it. If not, I'll do a custom graphic. So pretty much once you've added the information and you're ready to publish, you can go ahead and publish the video. Now, for most people, they'll just do that and that's the end of it. They're done. But the 6th most important thing that you need to do is to actually share the video, especially right after, because the first hour is generally the most important part or time frame from the time that you publish the video to YouTube actually trying to figure out what the video is about and seeing whether or not it's actually popular or relevant or worth them actually paying attention to. So you want to drive engagement as much as possible. So you want to share it on social media. And if you have an audience there, you can get them to actually come back to the video and view it and engage with it there. By comments and by hitting the likes and so on and so forth. YouTube sees these signals and actually they pay attention more to the video as a result. The other way is to actually share it with your email list subscribers. So if you have an email list, send it out to say, hey, here's a video that I've just published. This is what it's about. It's really relevant to you. And I think it's going to help you in this way, blah, 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 blah. Click here to watch it. As simple as that. And you want to drive as many people back to the video. And this is going to help your overall, game on YouTube for suggestions and so on. So, to recap, you pretty much want to plan your video, outline it. You want to then go ahead and do your filming, figure out how you're going to film it first of all, but you should know after you've done a few videos what your system is. Make sure you have a system in place that it just makes things way more efficient. Once you've filmed it, do the editing. You don't have to overly edit. I leave some things, mistakes and stuff in my videos. It just shows that you're human and it's more authentic. Unless you're doing something highly polished for like a sales video or some sort of official presentation, you might want to edit it tightly and get rid of mistakes. But other than that, throw the video up, optimize it in terms of the title, the thumbnail and the description. You don't have to worry about tags too much. To me, they're not as effective and it doesn't carry as much weight as we once thought. And then you want to publish the video once it's ready, change it to public rather. And then you want to share it out to your email list and your following on social media as well. And that's pretty much it. As a reminder, if you're looking to figure out your online marketing strategy or if you're looking to optimize it and do an audit on what you have so far, I have shared my 5-step process in a handy dandy checklist that you can download over on marlonmcpherson.com/marketing checklist. And you can go through step by step and see what you need to do to put together an effective organic marketing strategy without relying on paid ads. Now, this is all I've got for you in today's episode. Happy to have you here, and I hope everything's all right and that you're having a successful week so far. Hopefully, I'll catch you in the next one, and thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll speak to you soon. Until next time, be safe. Take care.